Alright. Now we get to Shakti Gadi. Psychic movement or telekinesis, baby. Can you kill a yak at 200 yards? With mind bullets? With this potentially. Because that's telekinesis, Kyle. Alright, so check it. Sama karati and baba karati, pindi karoti, merzati, prasadayati, avahanam karoti. Now, bear in mind, like, when I do this for myself, there's, like, a Nirtam Karoti, Zadabagi Vavadi, Zadagunu Vavadi, in between, like, each of those, and there's, like, each time I do that Zadabagi Vavadi, Zadagunu Vavadi. So, like, I don't know that you have to do it that way. Because that's just the way I ended up doing it. But anyway, that is the basic set for Touch Mentally to start, and for the basic telekinesis like ability from the telekinesis suite, at least as far as I can figure how it works in terms of like Sanskrit wording. So all of these, start with Samakarati and Babakarati with associate with, invoke. Oh no, associate with, insinuate yourself into. Oh yeah, here's an important point actually for all of these. So like, all of these start with associate with, insinuate yourself into, and there's actually a very good reason with it. Because, like, essentially, even though, like, the most common psychic discipline is, in fact, pyromancy, they're all psychic powers, which means they're all basically rooted in, like, your mind controlling them, which means essentially, like, even pyromancers have a tiny little bit of telepathy, if only literally, actually, to control their fire. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just kind of the way it works, which is why it starts with associate with, insinuate yourself into, because even though like insinuate yourself into is the like identify with for telepathy, because you kind of actually need to like insinuate yourself into the psychic power in order for it to work, at least as near as I can tell. Anyway, once again, I more than have the ability to be wrong. But moving on to the good stuff. So they start with Samakarati and Babakarati, and end with Prasadayati Avahanam Karoti for reduced to order invoke, because that's just how they work. Always end invoke with these things. At least that's the way the sanctions Psyker the Imperium of Man. And you better not say otherwise, or the Emperor won't protect. Anyway, you're gonna lose your sanction if you start not throwing up your Aquila. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, don't lose your sanction, then you're screwed. Pindikarate Avazarjati. This is for force bolts. Why? Because Avazarjati is throw. Because you're throwing force. That's what you're doing. Then there's Pindikaroti Upatam Sayati for give something a push, or, unsurprisingly, push. There's Pindikaroti Praksepati for throw or fling at or into for fling. Pindikaroti Samalabate. That is for catch. Pretty easy, huh? If only it's just as easy as knowing the Sanskrit. Oh man, wouldn't that be cool? If only it were as easy as knowing the Sanskrit. That might be pretty scary, actually. Anyway. Alright, so that gets me Force Bolt. And all the way through. That's catch projectiles. And crush I just did. Alright. So Pindikaroti Astrati. Identify with make into a weapon. That's for Psychic Blade. Yeah, because that's how it would do. After that, because Psychic Blade is at 19, telekinetic shield, is, believe it or not, not shield. It's Pindicaroti Peravisiati. Why? Because Peravisiati is have a halo. And essentially what that does is it allows you to have a telekinetic shield that's essentially like a force field. And like in terms of the way that force fields protect you, I feel like they work like having a halo. And that's why I did it that way. I might have skipped something. Oh no, it's like yep, I did. Force barrage. Pindicaroti. Vatayatati. Resemble a storm. So you resemble a storm before you have a halo in terms of telekinesis, as near as I can tell. And then the last one is precision telekinesis. And this one is where you pindikaroti varikaroti. And that's essentially like you you identify with employs a medium. Because at that point, you're basically just like using telepathy to do fine manipulation, and you're just using it as a medium at that point. And that is telekinesis. That's telekinesis, Kyle. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Oh, wait a minute, before I go. And, because I'm doing atonements for these, I have blood for pyromancy, spit for telepathy, and whoop, sweat from up here for telekinesis. Why? Well, I've done a lot of this whole blood, sweat, and tears thing. And I already decided on tears for divination. And it feels like if a Telekine is doing their job as part of a military Sabbath adjunct to a set of guardsmen, he better be sweating. He better be sweating. Because if he ain't sweating, he ain't doing his job. That ain't Verdi Shakti. That is not being a professional psychic there. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe.